let's go. Here comes the heat wave, and let's take some ozone action. Bill Taylor here on a Tuesday night. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Blessings to you and yours. The heat is on. I mean, it's been hot, but it's only getting hotter from here. I can promise you the temperatures are going to continue to climb, and it's the heat index that's going to get a little higher every afternoon heading into the final days of this week. So today we hit 99 degrees. You know, we're above average, but only by a couple of degrees. So that's really not heat wave status. 103 though, Floresville, Pleasanton. How about Pearsall and Cotulla hitting highs today of 106. Also Carrizo Springs, Eagle Pass 104, Del Rio 104. Very hot day. 95 in Bernie, 96 at Kerrville. New Braunfels hits 100, San Marcos 101. So a lot of heat, a lot of heat. And the heat index really wasn't too much higher than the actual air temperature today, because as we heated up, the dew point came down to about 65 in San Antonio. Even lower out to the west where the air is a little bit drier. So that was nice. I mean, that makes such a difference. Hey, Lise, how are you? Good to see you on this awesome Tuesday night. Hope you guys are having a good one. All right, so high pressure. I want to show you what's happening. With this high in control, we've got a sinking air motion in the atmosphere, and sometimes that compression, well, not sometimes, but every time, it'll heat up the air, but it'll also sometimes diminish winds. And so what's going to happen over the next couple of days is wind speeds are expected to be under 10 miles an hour. And especially tomorrow, that's going to lead to poor air quality because ozone is cooked up when the air gets real stagnant. And in daytime heat, all of the emissions are cooked up into bad surface ozone. So it's an ozone action day alert. Remember, ozone is good up high, the ozone layer protecting us from the ultraviolet rays of the sun, but nearby, not good. So ozone, good up high, bad nearby. You don't want to be breathing in ozone. So we want to tomorrow do what we can to spare the air of emissions. Try not to cut the grass unless you could do it early in the morning or in the evening, you know, after 7 p.m. You don't want to do any of these things that create more emissions during daytime heat, because it's when those compounds, those volatile organic compounds, are released into the atmosphere that we, in the heat, cook up the bad ozone. So that's especially going to happen between, say, you know, pretty much 3 and 6 p.m., 3 and 7 p.m. So if you can do, you know, get gas early morning or get gas after 7 p.m., because remember, when you're pumping gas, we're emitting those emissions and those compounds rather. But also your car idling, try to do what you can to park and go inside. Don't use the drive-thru to get the Big Mac tomorrow. Go inside McDonald's, okay? Just those little things can really make a difference if we're all doing it. You just want to put less in the air so that, and it's about breathing. I mean, so it's a, you know, important thing. Breathing is kind of important. So I can show you the air quality really wasn't too bad. Yesterday was good. We had Houston unhealthy for sensitive groups. We had moderate at Austin. But here come the live, this is going to be a live air quality monitor check. And we're back to moderate here. We were good, so we've actually seen air quality get a little worse. It's good in Victoria. Unhealthy for sensitive groups in Houston. Houston typically lives with that kind of air quality all the time. So we'll watch this tomorrow and have an update on Wednesday to see what kind of influence the ozone is having on our air quality. One thing's for sure, starting tomorrow, these heat indices could get dangerous. And so we've got a weather impact alert day for Wednesday, because look at this. The computer model is suggesting 108 on a feels like at 4 p.m. tomorrow. You've got to hydrate. You've got to make sure you're not overeating. Try not to stress out your body in any way. And if you are outside for any length of time, you should be dressed in light colors. Wear loose-fitting clothing, okay? Because that can really make a difference and cut things by a few degrees. You know, typically shade is about a 10 to 12 degree difference at the very least. And then look at Thursday, 107 expected. So this is why both Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday and Saturday are all weather impact alert days. So once we get to tomorrow, right through Saturday, we're expecting an impact on your body, an impact on your family because of the kind of heat that is coming our way. Especially when you get into a Saturday where you're going to possibly be out more and you've got a kid playing a soccer game, or you've got activities out, you've got a birthday party, it's going to be outside. I mean, the weather's, going to be dry, so you can do that, but it's going to also be very, very hot. Especially, that's why I say noon to 8, just to keep it, in a good general sense of those 8 hours are going to be very hot. But it's especially between 4 and 6. That's when it's the highest of the high, okay? But between 12 noon and 8 p.m., it's going to be very hot. Also a reminder, while we're talking about this heat, please keep in mind our Project Cool initiative. Drop off a brand new box fan at any San Antonio area fire station. Melinda Jones, a teacher, no worries about cutting grass, too tired from training. Right? I bet. Melinda, blessings on an awesome school year. What grade do you teach? And my daughter's a teacher too. Hi, Grace, good to see you. David's good at multitasking and procrastinating, which means right now there are at least 28 things that I'm putting off until later. That's awesome. Hey, Gulner, how are you? Yeah, Elise, right? A lot different from July. I go back to June, which was a lot different from July. In June, I was looking today, we had 8 days of 100-degree heat. We had several heat waves in the month of June. We would get a little break, and then it would be back, where we would get 4 to 5 days of above average temperatures, and that's what we're heading into now. Yet another heat wave as these temperatures soar. 4th, awesome. My daughter teaches 5th, so best of luck. That's going to be a great year. Grace, a 10% chance, I don't even want to say possible. It's not impossible, right? 10%'s better than 0%, but obviously a 90% chance we stay dry. The high is going to stay in control. What's happening, we're going to have a little disturbance across North Texas. Maybe a shower breaks off and heads south. Here's the tropics. We've got this system we'll keep an eye on, but a very low probability on Ernesto here. Central Caribbean trying to get its act together. And if it does, what the forecast is calling for is this system to continue west-northwest over the Yucatan Peninsula into the Bay of Campeche, and then we go from there. But what we're expecting to see is that the high stays in control and blocks this thing from moving north. As long as it's over Texas, that system will have a lot of trouble moving north. And you can see right there in those last few frames, pretty much Wednesday, Thursday. It even comes in low. It doesn't come across the top of the peninsula. Instead, through Mexico, almost over Oaxaca, and then right over and kind of missing the Gulf altogether. Maybe just kind of clipping the bay and moving into central Mexico and really not being a concern for us. What's the fan for? Oh, yeah, no worries, Adriana. 55 plus. So a lot of people don't have air conditioners. They can't afford to fix their central unit. They can't afford to run their central unit. Let's face it, your central units stay on. Remember, the rule is 20 degrees. So if it's 100 degrees outside, if you have your thermostat set at anything below, say, 76 or 77, it's going to be on all day. It's never going to stop, because it can't cool anything more than 25 degrees lower than the air temperature outside typically. So just keep that in mind. That's why my in-laws, they've got a window unit, and then they keep their house at like 78 or 79, and it really lowers the bill nice. And the window unit, I mean, their inside temp stays at about 70, 71, and they're very comfortable. That's a great way to do it. So yeah, with this high blocking things, we're not expecting much. In Greece, they're having an Ouzo Day, Action Day. Oh, nice to know. I'll donate. Oh, that'd be awesome, Adriana. Yeah, all you have to do, any fire station, just drop it off, and we take it from there. Our great friends at Catholic Charities. If you know, and check on your neighbors. I mean, maybe you know someone that needs a fan. You can call the United Way at 211, okay? And find out how you can get a neighbor a fan or a loved one a fan. I did raise my thermostat about 3 degrees, saved $100. Look at that. What a difference. Wow. Make sure your blinds are down. Also, I always have to check this before I tell you. Okay, hold on. Because I just get confused. I don't want to give the wrong information. Summer should be counterclockwise. Make sure your ceiling fan is going counterclockwise right now. That's how it's going to cool the room. If your ceiling fan is going clockwise, it's not going to do you any good. So make sure your ceiling fans are going counterclockwise. It's a very important thing that a lot of people forget. All right, so we're beginning the 14-day forecast with 4 weather impact alert days, as we're expecting a high tomorrow to reach as high as 103, and then we stay there through Friday. And that could push the heat index upwards of 106, 107, same on Saturday, even though it's 102. And there's that rain chance, 10%. Not completely out of the picture, but not a very good chance. At 75, really? That's really good. Good for you. Yeah, that's efficient. So doing all those extra things too around the house to help keep things cool. Make sure no light's getting in. Pull the shades down. Close the blinds. Highs are going to just hover now. Now that we're getting to 100, we pretty much stay there, right? I mean, gosh, no end in sight, no good rain chance in sight. This high is here. You know, it was an opposite weather pattern of July where we didn't have the high in control, but now the high is here. Drop an anchor, hanging out for a while. So something to keep in mind. Please make sure you're hydrating, okay? Please, please, please make sure you're taking good care of yourself before, during, and after outside activity. Yeah, Hanak, down by you especially, man. It's a little bit drier heat, but still very hot. All right, guys, it's going to wrap things up from, taking a look at traffic on a Tuesday night. 151 and 410 looks good. There's Tenant Frio. Tenant Frio, pretty slow moving. Tenant Days of Vala wide open. Your 14-day forecast. I hope you guys can join us for Ken's 5 News at 10. I love you all. God bless you. Have a good night.